good interweb? This is your boy Q, the host with the most, aka that dude the geek, back again with another Geek Talk. So we're in podcast mode, and if you just want to sit back, relax for a minute, and let's talk about some video games, anime, and some entertainment, then buckle up and hold on tight because I got more than a few topics for you. So the first thing we're going to talk about is all the slew of games that are coming out this September 2017. And this has already been a huge year full of games. I mean, damn, every time I look up, either I'm buying a new system or about to pre-order a new system, or it's a whole other amount of games. I mean, damn, I'm still playing Persona 5 because I'm trying to get that platinum, and I still have to beat Horizon Zero Dawn. I beat Zelda, I beat Final Fantasy 15, which was last year, but there's so many big games that are out. Mario Rabbids, what else is coming out that I have to play? Damn, I can't even remember. I had a whole list of other RPGs and games and stuff that I had to play. I still have to finish Batman Telltale. I mean, it's so many games and so much money that's being spent, not only on Amiibo, but games and movies and everything that's just vying for your time. Not to mention, Game of Thrones just ended. The season finale was last week, and we might not get another Game of Thrones. People are throwing out, to scare everybody, 2019 to 2020. From all accounts, what I've heard, it might be 2018, but we're going to talk about that a little bit later. The first thing, after all the introductions were gone, we got to talk about this Nintendo Switch as per usual, and the support and the lack of support that it is getting from certain companies, i.e. like EA with their whole debacle, what they're doing with FIFA and not giving us the entire game like 2K is giving us the entire game with NBA 2K18. But it's been speculations and rumors that Fallout 4, the complete set is going to be coming out for the Nintendo Switch, or there's a possibility for it to come out for the Nintendo Switch. And see, this is a very interesting thing for me because I don't see why it wouldn't come out, because we already have Skyrim coming out for the Nintendo Switch this year, and Bethesda wants to make more money, and I respect that. Of course, you're going to need all these games. You're going to need, since it's cartridge based and it's limited memory inside of your Switch, you're going to need a SD card. SD cards go up pretty high now, so that's not a big deal. You might have to cash out its amount for like $59.99, a little above the amount of a game, but to be able to take your favorite games portable is, again, a godsend. One of the games that really caught my attention, other than the Mario Odyssey, of course, is that Travis Strikes Back, that No More Heroes 3. I didn't get a chance, sadly, to play No More Heroes 1 or 2, but this trailer and just my general support for the Switch this time around has actually made me really want to jump on a board with this game, as well as getting like Skyrim, and if Fallout comes out for it, I'll pick that up too, like I did with Disgaea 5, because the more people that buy games for the Switch, the more the developers are going to do. And again, I far rather have a lot of these games on the go. I fell asleep on Skyrim for the PS3 and PS4, and I haven't bought a re-edition for the longest, but I would probably play it more likely if it was for the Switch. Well, because would have been on the Switch, because of the fact it's portable. I can pick it up like I do Bomberman. I don't always have to play it at that time. I did that with Zelda, I do that with ARMS. It is finally become your second system to have. Like, Nintendo has just decided, like, hey, okay, forget it. Damn it, get out the way. We're not trying to fight to be the best system, but we're going to be one of the best mediums that you need, because you have these exclusive games and the other games you can play on the go. Another thing that's in some video game news that actually hurt my feelings, yeah, I said hurt my feelings, is the re-edition or the Secret of Mana remake that's heading out not only for PlayStation 4 but also the Vita. But there's no Switch release? That really hurts me because of the fact that Nintendo Switch And the Secret of Mana go hand in hand. I know I did a video about that. I said Secret of Mana goes with Nintendo like peanut butter goes with jelly, like ham with burger. But this is something that I'm not sure if this has to do with the contracts, because Sony, just like with Chrono Trigger, which is not going to be on the SNES Classic Mini, just like with that, I'm not sure if Sony owns some of the rights to this, and that's why we're not getting it. For the Switch, or whatever reason that's happening, but this is the perfect game, and even if it comes out a month or so later, I'll wait to pick it up for the Switch because of, again, the portability. I just started playing I Am Setsuna, and it's hard jumping in from one long game to another long game. I kind of want to filter it with some, first-person shooter, maybe, like a fun one, and some kind of action adventure or platforming game, or even like a fighter. I've been sampling with ARMS, and that's when Nintendo comes in. Even though with that, I would like to see more first-player games coming in, and hopefully this Christmas is going to shore up a lot of that. But this is a perfect game for the Nintendo Switch, and I want to see more games. One of my boys over there at Chariot Man Videos, I always like when he say that, he just had a video talking about what Nintendo needed to do, and that Nintendo will be doing really good because indie is the way to go. And you know what? This man was right. Indie is the way to go when it comes to Nintendo and marketing certain games, because if I can make a game, which I hope in one day to make a game, I would love to be able to do it indie development, and I don't have to go through the formats of with these big developers, because a lot of times my little idea is being a game tester or being somebody is not going to get to the higher ups. But with indie games, people make some damn good looking indie games that are better than some of these triple A games. And if you go down the Switch's library, they might not have all the third-party games out right now, but you go down their library, you can see a lot of games for reasonable prices. Now, we're going to switch gears a little bit. I don't have much Sony news because, well, Sony's still on top. And Sony has so many JRPGs, and now virtual reality games, and now platforming games that, it's almost like an overwhelming thing. My only gripe for Sony, as per se right now, would be that a lot of their games look the same, or they're the same thing. And what Sony's thing is they're doing now is, let's just put a lady in the place of the male hero with changing a few alterations. One of my favorite anime adaptations was Korra, the Avatar Korra, the Legend of Korra. I actually like that more than I like the original Avatar. I know I'm one of the few, is because of the fact Korra was hard and brash and stuff, and she was the Avatar, but she was a woman. Like, I know what happens on the end and stuff, and no spoilers for people who haven't seen it, but I liked what they did with that. Now, if they gave more characters that kind of characterization, I'm all down for it. But not every female character can be, the female version of Drake, or, another Lara Croft. That's, gonna be outdated real quick. Well, it's almost outdated right now. That's almost like every first-person shooter trying to be like Halo. And speaking of Halo, even though, since Bungie is not doing Halo anymore, it's really not Halo anymore. But Xbox One and their division had just come out to talk about how Xbox One X is their fastest selling console of all time via pre-orders. Now, damn, that's cool. And, my biggest thing with everything is, because I get labeled being a Nintendo drone sometimes, or a fanboy, but it's really not the case, because games make the system. The Wii was not my favorite system of Nintendo, and neither was the Wii U. Those were on the bottom of my favorite systems. They didn't feel like a classic system for me. And my point of bringing Nintendo back into the conversation we're talking about Xbox is the fact that where are the games? And if you have no games, I don't care about your system, or that it's a mini computer, or it's the most graphically best system of all time, which it does at this point from specs view, seems like that. But at least with the PlayStation 4 Pro, we have games that we can just play and it'll stretch the graphics. You know, I'm not a big person on lying to the consumer saying it's full 4K, but then again, they have a library of games. And from my knowledge, I could be wrong, you're gonna they still don't have any new games for the Xbox that's gonna make me have to go out and buy a new system, especially because I don't have a 4K TV. I have a whole bunch of HD TVs around my house, but I don't have any 4K TVs yet, and that doesn't seem like it's going to benefit me right now. I will go find a older model of the Xbox One and buy that, since they stopped making that right now, and they only doing the S. Faster than I will go and buy another system, which is going to be upwards $600. I do believe that it's going to be a godsend for people who want to play Steam games and people who are generally fans of the Xbox. But for me personally, and maybe to a lot of other people listening and just consumers in general, it does not have enough for me right now that I have to go out and get. I already got a Switch. I can play games portable with first-party games like Mario and Zelda and Metroid coming soon. I don't necessarily need to have to go and get another system where for slightly better graphics when I gotta go buy another TV when I got a PS4 as well. So that's a whole nother thing for a different day, just Xbox in general. But I'm gonna move over a little bit to some entertainment, and one of the things that I had to get on here and talk about, and I've been doing attempts to try to, make a very good Game of Thrones line of videos, but is of Game of Thrones. I started Game of Thrones about 2.5 years ago. A coworker got me to binging it, and other than season 2, season 1 hooked me. Season 2 was a little slow, even though that was all centered around my boy Tyrion. Season 3 picked up and it never stopped. I binged it, watched it like that, and then went around and watched it again with subs on, because a little bit of the series can get misconstrued with some of the dialect and some of the stuff. You be like, oh, well, when I have the words there, I see what that Baelish whispered in X, Y, and Z. Now, before I jump into this any further, I probably should have said this in the beginning, I am going to be talking about spoilers here. It's already a week from it, so if you don't want to hear and you already made it 12 minutes or some change into this video and you don't want to hear any Game of Thrones spoilers, then skip a few minutes, because I'm about to talk about some Game of Thrones spoilers. So anyway, Jon Snow and Daenerys finally hooked up. This man had put a little snow in the fire, and it was about time. I really like the chemistry between Daenerys and Jon Snow, and at the end of the season finale, it really perplexed me. I'm really like sitting tripping, because I'm like, wait a minute. Is my boy Tyrion watching his boy Snow, get a little taste, and is he jealous? But then I watched some of the behind the scenes stuff with Emilia Clarke and Kit Harington talking about the, that them being related. They're both being Targaryens, and how it was kind of gross thinking about it from the scene, so they couldn't really fully get into it. So I think that love doesn't really particularly end well here in Game of Thrones. Like, it's really no couples that's being shipped in Game of Thrones like that. So, and if they are, somebody dies. So I think that's what Tyrion was a little upset from, and that is exactly what Cersei was very upset, and she wanted Jon to bend the knee. And she wanted Jon to bend the knee mainly because she's like, hey, you young and handsome, she young and pretty, neither of y'all got kids yet, y'all can, y'all with the North and with, everybody else from the South, y'all can just come over here and wipe me out completely. I actually liked season 2. I actually liked episode before that, episode 6, because that's when you really knew it was a sure thing that Daenerys and Jon were going to hook up. I also liked the fact that when Viserys, her dragon, was Daenerys named after her brother that got the golden crown. I really liked when he was transformed. I have been following Game of Thrones for a while, and I got really, really into it, so I started digging up the history of Westeros and everything, and the Targaryens, X, Y, and Z, and I've been knowing this whole Targaryen secret and everything for a while. While I haven't read the books, I keep up with enough of the stuff with the books to know, and I didn't realize, or I didn't expect that to particularly happen. But with the stuff that happened from there to episode 7, I did see like, okay, well, we know he's going to, destroy the wall, and that's how everything is going to particularly end. It's speculated to be about 6 episodes for next season, and those episodes, I think it's going to be, they said that they're going to start filming in October. The actor who plays Jamie said, I can never remember his whole name, he got like 2 first names, but he said that they're going to probably start filming in October, and if that's the case, that gives at least, 5 months or some change to film, and then at least 3 or 4 months, so we could probably be getting it next summer, so the 6 episodes. So I'm expecting these to at least be an hour and a half, since we're only going to get 6 episodes. I'm also interested because there's still rumors that it's going to be a series about the Targaryens that's going to be beforehand, and I want to see what happens. I want to see some of these theories. Is Bran really the Night King? Is Jaime the prince that was promised? I don't really think Jon Snow is, since he already bent the knee, I think he ain't got a taste of that fire. I don't think my dude is going to want to try to fight against Daenerys anyway. He ain't got a taste. But speaking of getting a taste, the interweb is going crazy again because my boy John Boyega, you probably better know him as being Finn from Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is the new Star Wars The Last Jedi is coming out this holiday season. Man, the boy up there partying at a carnival. And at a carnival, I know everybody's seen the pictures of Rihanna at the carnival, but at these carnivals, they got chicks with skin and dudes out there with skin. And John out there, enjoying his vacation because since his Star Wars stardom, he already had a couple little skits with some good acting stuff, but Star Wars really made him a global phenomenon and a household name. And now, since that Kingdom Man grind a little bit, that's what they're doing. But what is happening is a lot of feminists are getting outright mad, and they're going and hitting him on Twitter and on social media, making a big deal about would he be, grinding on Rey, or would he be grinding on Princess Leia? Well, the answer is no, because of the fact that that's not in their story, and this is real life versus who he is as a character. And you mean to tell me that somebody, you in a situation like that, well, come on now. Like, we have gotten so socially sensitive now with everything, that everybody has a tablet, a camera, a game system. Pretty soon it's going to be like Ghost in the Shell. They're going to have interceptors in our eyes where we're able to film and tape everything, and that's what's crazy. He's had to come out and apologize, and then apologize again, and damn, the man is not even 25, I don't think. The dude is a young cat. Let the man live, because everybody's done some stuff. It's just that he was being filmed because he's a Star Wars dude, and he wasn't out there disrespecting nobody. This is what they was doing at the carnival. But everybody gotta say something about something. I do look forward to my boy Finn actually having a better role in Star Wars, because I was a little upset with that when it came out, but then again I had to take a back seat and look at it, because it's not too often you get somebody who was a stormtrooper who never picked up a lightsaber before and had any real thing to do with the Force, and then all of a sudden in 3 days time helps lead a rebellion and uses a damn lightsaber with no people in it, Force relations in his background. I really just hope they don't take the easy route out and make every black person in the universe the same. I hope he ain't related to Lando, and I hope that he's not related to, why can't I remember his name? Samuel L. Jackson's character, Mace Windu. I really hope that that's not the case, but, please don't do that. Let him just be his own person. Now, I'm going to shift it a little bit to some sports, and if you want to skip over some sports, because sports is a geekdom too, then feel free to skip over. I'm not going to jump into it too much when it comes to it, but I'm already tired of seeing this Mayweather and Conor fight. I think the best thing about seeing it, because I thought the fight was entertaining, it was a lot better than I thought, and I feel that McGregor actually a lot better, and he got more respect from me. I respect the dude, even though I liked his Nate Diaz fight better than Mayweather fight. But I have to respect the dude enough from the time that he was actually able to land some hits on a professional boxer, even though the boxer is 10 years his senior, and also the dude have been retired for about 2 years. But he still held his on to a discipline that he wasn't completely familiar with. So I do respect that. But damn it, I'm tired of talking about it. And it's everywhere, and everybody's still talking about it. Okay, they got 100 million and 300 million. Let's go our separate ways, and let's talk about the Canelo and the Triple G fight. Let's get into something else, or let's get into some John Jones. Let's get into some, is DC really going to want to take the belt for the second time when he hasn't really beaten John Jones ever? Like, will he ever know if he can beat John Jones without the roids? And then something that really upset me a little bit is they just had some recent news. I haven't watched it yet with the Lonzo Ball story. He has a show that's just being aired on Facebook. It's a reality show, and it's like 18-20 minutes. It's gonna be like a weekly series, I think, and I thought I was gonna catch it. I like Lonzo. I like what his dad's doing, LeVar. I mean, I don't really care when you can't win for losing. When a dad's not in his life, they always do a poor pitiful me, but now dad's in his life and helping his son business. Oh, he talks too much, he needs to shut up, people hate him. Let the men make their money. However, he just came out and said some crazy stuff when in response to Nas criticizing him, because basically, I'm paraphrasing here, he's like gonna be the new Kardashians. He ain't really even stepped a foot on the court yet professionally, and he already got a reality show. But Nas knows better than anybody. Between LA and New York, I mean, it's always Broadway and Hollywood. So, but Lonzo kind of lost a little street cred a little bit, because he said nobody listens to Nas anymore. And, you know, it's all about Bad and Bougie. Now, everybody's seen Bad and Bougie thing. Bad and Bougie, 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 Bad and Bougie. Well, Lloyd Banks, we get it. That's not no real hip hop. And even though I don't listen to Nas as much as I used to anymore, you still don't disrespect a legend. That's like disrespecting Magic. That's like a rapper. That's like one of the Bad and Bougie dudes disrespecting Magic. Come on, Lonzo, you can't do that. That's hip hop and the NBA or part of those societies. I know it's a new age. You 19 years old, but bro, you already know. You should know better. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't isolate your fans, your fan base. And last but not least, we have some news coming in the way of anime with Boku no My Hero Academia, which actually just reached #1 in August for book sales in America. And what does that mean, and why is that a big deal? Well, that's showing that some series are really taking the Big Four seriously, and Boku no My Hero Academia is one of those, trying to reach into that Big Four and probably push Fairy Tail out, because I don't see Attack on Titan, One Piece, and what is the other series on Naruto going anywhere soon. But Fairy Tail seems a little lost in translation lately. And Hunter x Hunter has just went on another monthly hiatus due to back problems with the creator, as you know, usual. So fans for that series need to just get ready for it to be maybe a 1 month manga instead of, you know, one chapter a month rather than weekly, because that's the route it seems like it's going. But also on this list of the top 20, Tokyo Ghoul came in, Dragon Ball Super also came in, as well as Attack on Titan, of course. But this has been your boy Q, your friendly neighborhood geek, with a little bit of that geek talk. If you did like this video, please make sure you give it a like. I know it's a little bit long, but I already prepared you podcast mode. If you did like this video, please make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to stay up to date on all things geek. Peace.